The silent struggle men, size, and the weight of expectation. We live in a world obsessed with image. Everywhere we look, from billboards to social media, the emphasis on physical appearance is overwhelming. This constant bombardment creates an environment where self-worth is often tied to how we look rather than who we are. From a young age, men are bombarded with messages about what it means to be masculine. These messages come from various sources: media, peers, and even family. They paint a picture of an ideal man who is strong, stoic, and importantly, physically imposing. One of the most pervasive and damaging messages revolves around size, specifically penis size. This obsession with size is not just a modern phenomenon. It has historical roots and has been perpetuated through generations. This unspoken pressure weighs heavily on men, often leading to shame, anxiety, and a diminished sense of self-worth. The fear of not measuring up can be paralyzing, affecting relationships, mental health, and overall quality of life. It's a silent struggle, with many men suffering in silence, afraid to address their concerns for fear of judgment or ridicule. This silence only exacerbates the problem, creating a vicious cycle of insecurity and isolation. This essay aims to shed light on this often taboo subject. By bringing these issues into the open, we hope to foster a more understanding and supportive environment for men to discuss their insecurities without fear. We'll delve into the societal pressures that fuel these insecurities, examine the myths and misconceptions surrounding penis size, and explore the impact this pressure has on men's lives. By understanding the root causes, we can begin to dismantle the harmful stereotypes and build a healthier narrative around masculinity. This is not about perpetuating anxieties, but confronting them head-on with honesty, empathy, and practical advice. Together, we can create a culture where men feel valued for who they are, not just for how they measure up. Society's measuring stick, unrealistic standards, and their impact. From locker room talk to media portrayals, men are exposed to a skewed perception of what's normal when it comes to penis size. This skewed perception is not just limited to casual conversations, but is deeply ingrained in various forms of media. Movies, TV shows, and even advertisements often depict an exaggerated version of reality, setting a benchmark that is far from the truth. Pornography, in particular, often features unrealistic depictions, further distorting perceptions and fueling anxieties. These portrayals can make men feel inadequate as they compare themselves to these exaggerated standards. The constant bombardment of such images can lead to a distorted self-image and unrealistic expectations. This relentless focus on size creates an environment where men constantly feel the need to measure up, leading to feelings of inadequacy and shame. The pressure to conform to these unrealistic standards can be overwhelming, affecting mental health and overall well-being. Men may find themselves obsessing over their appearance, leading to stress and anxiety. The truth is, these societal standards are not only unrealistic, but often unattainable. They create a false narrative that can be damaging to one's self-esteem. It's important to recognize that these images are often manipulated and do not represent the average man. Striving to meet these standards can lead to a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction. They are based on fantasy, not fact, and they can have a devastating impact on men's self-esteem and relationships. The pressure to conform can strain personal relationships, as men may feel inadequate or unworthy. This can lead to a lack of confidence and difficulties in forming meaningful connections. It's crucial to remember that every man is unique, and there is no one-size-fits-all definition of normal or desirable. Embracing individuality and rejecting unrealistic standards can lead to a healthier and more fulfilling life. By focusing on personal strengths and qualities, men can build a positive self-image and foster genuine relationships. Beyond the numbers, debunking myths with scientific facts. One of the most effective ways to combat these insecurities is through knowledge and understanding. By educating ourselves and others, we can dismantle the myths that have been perpetuated for far too long. Scientific data reveals that the average penis size is significantly smaller than what's often portrayed in media and popular culture. This misinformation can lead to unnecessary anxiety and self-doubt among men. Studies have shown that the average erect penis length is around 5.1 to 5.9 inches. This range is based on extensive research and measurements taken from diverse populations around the world. Furthermore, size is largely irrelevant when it comes to sexual satisfaction. Research indicates that factors such as emotional connection, mutual respect, and communication play a far more significant role in a fulfilling sexual relationship. Studies have shown that women place far greater importance on factors such as emotional connection, communication, and intimacy. These elements contribute to a deeper and more meaningful bond between partners. Focusing on size as the primary measure of sexual prowess is not only inaccurate, but also ignores the multifaceted nature of sexual satisfaction. True intimacy and connection are built on trust, understanding, and shared experiences, which are far more valuable than any physical attribute. The performance trap, anxiety, stress, and their effects. The pressure to perform sexually adds another layer of complexity to this issue. Men often feel an immense burden to perform in the bedroom, leading to performance anxiety, which can manifest as erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation. Stress, relationship problems, and underlying health conditions can all contribute to performance issues. It's essential to remember that occasional difficulties are normal and do not define a man's masculinity or sexual prowess. However, persistent problems can be a source of significant distress and should be addressed with a healthcare professional. The first step toward overcoming performance anxiety is understanding its root causes. Often it stems from negative self-talk, fear of failure, or unrealistic expectations. Relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and meditation can be incredibly effective in managing anxiety and improving sexual experiences. Open communication with your partner is crucial. Talking about your concerns and anxieties can help alleviate the pressure and foster a more supportive and understanding sexual dynamic. Confidence, the true measure of a man. True confidence comes from within. It's not about the size of your body parts, but about your character, your values, and how you treat yourself and others. Focusing on personal growth, developing your passions, and fostering meaningful relationships are far more fulfilling and empowering than obsessing over physical attributes. Remember, you are not defined by your penis size. Your worth as a man is determined by your integrity, your empathy, and your contributions to the world. Beyond the physical, emotional connection and intimacy. Intimacy goes far beyond the physical act of sex. It's about emotional closeness, vulnerability, and shared experiences. Building strong, healthy relationships requires open communication, trust, and mutual respect. Focus on cultivating these qualities, and you'll find that true intimacy transcends any physical insecurities. Remember, a fulfilling sex life is built on a foundation of love, respect, and emotional connection. These are the elements that truly matter in a relationship. Breaking the silence, seeking help, and finding support. If you're struggling with insecurities about your body image, performance anxiety, or any other issue related to your sexual health, it's essential to seek help. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide a safe and confidential space to explore your feelings, challenge negative thoughts, and develop coping mechanisms. There are also numerous resources available online and in your community. Don't suffer in silence. Reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Embracing your worth. A call to self-acceptance and open communication. It's time to break free from the shackles of societal expectations and embrace self-acceptance. You are worthy of love, respect, and happiness just the way you are. Focus on building a life filled with purpose, passion, and meaningful connections. Let's start an open and honest conversation about these issues. By sharing our stories and supporting one another, we can dismantle the stigma surrounding male vulnerability and create a more accepting and understanding world. Remember, you are not alone in this journey.